And now a Mexico moment with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It's another Mexico moment with Nate and Alexis. I'm Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And this is episode 14.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good number.
Yeah. So we had a good, nice little weekend.
Yeah, we had a good weekend. Your mom was here.
Yep, my mom was in town.
Jackie.
Yeah. She's like the best, not like guest, but like person to have in town because she's like, I don't have to do anything.
She's great. Or she can do all the things.
Yeah.
She'll hang or she'll lay back.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's kind of like what she was saying, what she wanted to do. Was she was like, you don't have to take me anywhere. We don't have to go to Cozumel.
No excursions.
No, she's
nothing.
like, I just want to like lay by the pool and read, or
Sun.
Get some sun, or read, or go to the beach.
She's like, I wanted sun and really good like pastries and things that you can get here. So
Yeah.
done and done.
Because she loves the food here,
Loves it.
but she's one of those people that, and we've had a couple of them here that always happen to get like, not always, but often not. Like kind of bad service, not bad service, but maybe it's like something they ordered and they didn't, like it's not what they thought it was, or they didn't want, or whatever. Same people like Jason or like Nikki D.
Yeah.
They always seem to get like, oh, they got the wrong. Like we'll be like talking a place up. This place is great.
The best.
Yeah.
Consistent every time.
Yeah, the
Wonderful.
service, the atmosphere, the food is delicious. And then they go there and like their food isn't cooked right, or they bring the wrong thing, or it's too late, or whatever. Like, oh my God. Like the place we were right before she left.
Ugh.
We're like, let's go. It was hot. I mean, it's been fucking hot here. It's like,
It's been so like the air is just thick and
Yeah.
you're just like, I can't breathe.
Yeah,
I have
we're
no energy.
yeah, we're getting into the middle of summer, or not the middle, the midst of summer.
We're kicking off summer right.
Yeah. And so often we try to go places with her that are not as hot, because she gets hot easy, just like I do.
Yeah.
And
We want a cooler breeze or some AC.
yeah, because it was like 84 degrees, but then the feels like temperature was 105.
Yeah.
So super humid.
Everything's melting.
So there's this place on the corner that we never see anyone go into.
Yeah.
Which should have been our fucking first sign.
I know it was a rookie move and we're not rookies, but we've seen people in there occasionally. We just think, oh, it's kind of looks fancier. It's on the corner. Maybe a lot of people just don't see it.
Yeah, it's underneath a hotel, but it's
Cute.
indoors, where most things or most restaurants here are kind of open air.
Yeah. Inside, outside.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, this one will be great. It's even though we haven't been there, they have doors and everything, so they got air conditioning going on.
We looked at the menu. Everything seems fairly priced. Sounds good. We're like, we're in. It's right down the street from it, like on the corner of our street.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So then what you ordered, actually you had an issue with this one. You ordered, they didn't have bagels. So
I just wanted a bagel. I wasn't feeling the best. We've been go. Just wanted a bagel with some, you don't see a lot of places with bagels on their menu.
yeah, that is true. That bagels are hard to come by here.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
What happened?
And then
No bagels.
The guy brings out our silverware, and he brings out 4, and there's 3 of us, and he looks at us like,
He's like, is there 4?
it was like that meme where what's his face is doing the math, and it's like advanced equations. He's like, couldn't figure it out. He's like, I got 4 of these, but there's only 3 people here. And you looked at me, and we were like, yeah, there's just 3 of us. And
Well, he asked. He goes, 4, cuatro personas?
Yeah.
No, tres. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And-
Got it.
And so then he goes back, and we'd all ordered like lemonade or something.
It took like forever.
Yeah, because he's making them by hand, so I can appreciate that.
I did.
But then he comes back out with 4 of them
Mm-hmm.
and looks at us confused again, and you're like, still just 3 of us.
Still 3. He looked like we stole, got rid of a person or, kicked him out. We're like, still 3 people.
yep.
We're the only people in the restaurant.
Yeah, very, very strange. And while we were sitting there, I was watching this guy and this girl. You could tell they were fighting outside. They were across the street, and this guy was walking, and the girl's behind him. You could tell she's like, meow, 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 just screaming at him, and she was like, goes up to him and like hit him in the back or whatever, and then they turn the corner, and you can tell they're arguing back and forth. And I'm watching, and he grabs her by her hair, and like pulls her back, and I was like, oh shit, what do we do? And they just stopped fighting at that point. But I was like, oh fuck, that's dinner and a show, breakfast and a show.
I love how we're just sitting there like enjoying our breakfast, and you're like, look at this couple. We're all like, oh God. We're just people watching.
Yeah. So yeah, with my mom, we took her to the beach like every day, like
we did
3 days. Yeah, it was great.
The beach looked gorgeous. All the blue colors, turquoise, teal, all the stuff. It
Yeah.
was great.
But on the 3rd day, we we got kind of got in a little trouble with, I guess it was the policia, or is it
like the lifeguard and the police? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
Beach bouncers.
So we go when we're with our Mexican friends, and in the States, you don't bring glass anywhere. You don't bring glass to the pool. You don't bring it to the beach. You don't do any of that stuff. Here, they kind of don't fucking care, which is weird because you don't want glass at the beach
or the pool. Yeah, it says it, but
so we've just kind of assumed like, oh, okay, people are fine with it. It's just personal responsibility. Maybe just everybody just doesn't, because I don't really see bottles left at the beach.
We don't.
Maybe cans, but yeah. So we're just like, okay, well, it's just personal responsibility, and that's what we do too. I will have like a glass beer in my cooler. I'll just sit there and drink it. I'm not bringing it into the water typically.
Yeah, you usually don't take it in the water.
But there's these things. They're like 40 ounces. What are they called? Kawagas? Kawagas, I think. I don't know. But they're basically like a 40-ounce beer. And our Mexican friends brought a couple of them, and we were in the water, and
I love them. Just this huge, 40 of Victoria like beer. Just let's go in the ocean. Yeah. It's like not convenient. No. It's so awkward.
Yeah. Well, he was thinking like, our buddy Jorge, he was thinking like, okay, we'll just bring this one giant beer and we can all just share it, and then we don't have to, all have our cans, and so we can, because we were throwing the football around and stuff. And so we're sitting there, and then this guy in the water starts kind of talking to Jorge and our friend Mary Lou, and then we could tell they're like arguing in Spanish, and eventually we kind of figured out like they were upset that we brought glass in the ocean. So yeah, that was definitely our bad. I guess I didn't really know the rules. I didn't bring it in. But it was good to know that other people are concerned about the ocean and trash and stuff like that in the water.
The guy in the ocean flagged the down and
motherfucker, fucking snitch. He went and tattled on us to the lifeguard or right, yeah, or the policia or something. I was like, motherfucker.
I saw him roll up on his ATV and pointed to you guys. I'm like, it's the glass.
Yeah.
It's the glass. I knew it because we weren't doing. Everybody's drunk, obviously drunk, and you're just busted. Yeah. Bring the glass back.
Yeah, not a good idea. So don't do that.
No.
But also while I was in the water, you and my mom were up at kind of like a little beach area.
Yeah. And a couple umbrellas and little chairs and things.
And you usually see the police roll up and down, and maybe sometimes the National Guard roll up and down on four-wheelers, and they're just kind of watching, making sure
they're walking by.
Yeah, making sure nothing shitty's going on or whatever, I guess.
Everybody's okay and safe.
Yeah, so I'm in the water watching, and I look up and I see like a bunch of them right around our area, and so I'm getting freaked out, and I'm like, oh shit! I was like, maybe they found the weed in our friend's bag or something, and then I see a guy on the ground, and he's like kind of face down, so I think I'm like, oh shit, he's like passed out because. At this point, so Sunday is Mexican like family day at the beach.
Everyone's
so it's
there.
slammed packed.
It was so busy.
Everybody goes. And it is not uncommon to see bodies strewn about the beach. Because I don't know how these people grow up drinking tequila, but like 3% beers take them out. Or actually, I don't know how many they're drinking.
40.
Yeah, maybe 40 of
40
these.
light beers.
Yeah, but they're like by 11 a.m., there's just dudes passed out all over the beach in like a pile of cans in their jeans and everything.
In their jeans, sandy jeans.
So I see this guy face down, and I just think that's what's going on.
It's like taking a little nap, a siesta.
Yeah.
No.
But no, so I come back up to make sure everything's good, and you can probably tell more than I can because I didn't see the full thing. What happened?
Me and your mother just sitting there chatting away, and we're just kind of like people watching, having our beer, and we see this, like one of the National Guard go up to another guy, hit him on the shoulder, and kind of like stop him, and we're like, oh, we look at each other like he must have been doing something wrong. So then all of a sudden, me and your mom are talking, and I see her face go, oh, and this guy is behind us, runs around the umbrella, and then you hear the cops like, stop, like whatever they're all yelling at them, like really loud, like scary. And he like falls on the ground. I think he slipped. He was about to take off, but I think he slipped on the sand. Told him to get down, and they're just holding him there with guns. And your mom looks at me and goes, should I move? I'm like, yes, move, Jackie. So she moves over, and they look at us and go, is this all your stuff? We pull all the stuff in. We're like, yeah, see. We just pull it all in. And then we're just sitting there debating, like, we see all you guys in the water. Like, should we go? And I'm like, I don't know if we should move. So we're just like decide to stay there.
Yeah.
Decided to sit.
So yeah, when I walk up, I see him face down, and he's face down saying he's not shit faced. He's getting fucking arrested.
Yeah,
and
he was shit faced too, though.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know if we ever found out if he was either trying to steal stuff from people's bags, or if he was selling like weed on the beach or
He
something.
looked pretty messed up, and I think either he ate something or he had like bit his tongue, because he was all covered in sand when they slammed him on the ground, and like he had red like sand around him. So I'm like, either he was eating something like drugs or something, or he hurt himself. But then this other lady cop came up. She was a little bit, curvier. She's just like, oh, and sweating, and she just yells at him, and she holds up this like knife the way you don't hold a knife, like by the blade at the tip, and is like waving it at this other cop and grabs it from him. So I don't know if he held someone at knife point or I don't know.
Damn, that's crazy.
There was like a whole lot of commotion,
Yeah.
and you guys start coming up, and me and your mom look at each other again. We're like, maybe we should tell them not to come up here right now. We're just like, it's okay. But all of you came up like, how's it going? What's happening?
Yeah, I see him face down to the ground, and then they handcuffed him, and he was just covered in sand. And so I would say one of the worst ways to go to jail would probably be like that, because this dude was just not going to have a good time, because not only getting arrested, you're probably going to be hungover in jail, and now you're just sandy as fuck.
Did you see them trying to tell him to put his shoes on?
No.
He had like sneakers, and they threw him on the ground, and they're like, go ahead. He's just covered, like his feet were caked in sand, like from the water to the sand. He just looked at them, and they gave them to him to carry. So he's handcuffed and carrying his own shoes because he couldn't put them on. I was like, he can't put those on.
Oh my God. Yeah. So saw a dude get arrested at the beach. That was pretty cool.
It was exciting.
Yeah, but other than that was pretty good. We did. We had a rooftop birthday party.
We did. That was really fun. We've been talking in our building to like, get together and have a little potluck meet and greet type of thing.
Yeah, because our building used to be pretty like not family friendly, but kind of like a family
tight-knit.
where we tight knit, where we knew everyone, and
we're all around the same age, and I don't know.
Yeah,
kind of worked.
So it was kind of like a meet and greet to get to know your neighbors a little bit better.
Yeah, and it was one of our neighbors' birthdays, so we kind of put it all together, and
yeah. So, and we did that. We were going to do this thing where we went on the very top of our roof, and we all said something nice about her or something like that.
Oh yeah, one of her friends was like, "Hey, we should get in like a birthday circle and kind of like say something empowering to her, like a positive
The
thing
Asian
about." Guy? Yeah. What was his name? I can't remember.
I don't recall.
The name she told us, though, side note, she told it that is not his name. That was like his nickname. And then I learned his real name later, and I was like, I feel stupid. Danielson. That's what she called him. Like I know it was joking, but I thought his name was Daniel.
Yes. Okay. So
Not his name.
That's what I was getting at. Was we were all up on this thing. We're all ready to say something nice about her.
Yeah.
And then she called him Danielson or whatever.
Yeah,
it must just be like a funny nickname. And then somebody else that lives here was like, well, that's kind of racist, isn't it? Like, don't you feel like offended? And he goes, yeah, I guess it is kind of racist. And then we all just kind of talked about how that was a racist name, and then we didn't say anything nice about her, and then she had to go back down to go to work, and I was like, oh no, I feel bad.
She got a call and then had to leave.
Yeah,
but I think we left. They're still having that race conversation up
it was
there. We were like,
yeah, it was one of those situations where you're just like, this is uncomfortable.
I know. We looked at each other like, is this happening right now? We've been drinking all day at the beach, and we're smoking with the DJ that happens to be our landlord, and we're talking about race now.
Yeah.
Not the time.
Really probably the most racist thing about that comment is Daniel's son is white. He's Italian.
Is he?
Yeah. Like Daniel Russo from Karate Kid.
I was like, no, this man is Asian.
Mr. Miyagi's Asian. So
Correct.
so they called him a nickname for the white guy in the Asian guy movie.
Well, that's what Mr. Miyagi would call him, so it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi would call the white guy that.
Correct.
Not
correct.
the Asian guy.
True.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little
It
awkward.
would have made more sense if his name was Daniel.
Yeah. Or he wasn't Asian.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
We're terrible. That's why we're like, we're out.
Yeah,
bye.
Oh, man. But yeah, it was a good weekend. We go to get Tiger's stitches out today, so we're hoping
Praise the Lord.
for the best. I don't feel like we're done,
I'm sure there's going to be, upkeep afterwards. Don't be in the sun.
Upkeep.
You know,
Use an Airbnb.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's going to be another process after
For
of
sure.
drops and medicines and alarm clocks.
Yes. Yeah, so hope for the best. We will probably post about it later.
Yes.
So I'm hoping his eye is okay. I'm sure there's a chance that it's not, and they might have to put it back on, his little stitches back on. So
Probably going to be, I feel like it's going to be like the same time frame as last time. We're going to take him in, they're going to prep him and talk to us and all these things, and then we're just going to have to sit there and wait for a few hours.
I mean, he hasn't opened his eye or seen for the last 10 days. So I'm assuming it's going to be kind of light sensitive. So maybe they'll give him like a little eye patch so he looks cool. Like Tiger the Pirate.
Everyone that has messaged us about Tiger's eye patch, we agree. If he needs an eye patch, he will have a whole fashion wardrobe of eye patches. It's going to be, we're going to make the best of it.
Yes.
Hoping that he doesn't though. But we will go with it. Yep. We love it.
All right. Well, hope and pray for Tiger. Hopefully, it's all good. But
we will see later.
So that is the weekend and the week, and let's get to some listener questions.
Yay, my fave. All right, first listener question. What's the grocery store like there? Any weird products or different things? Can you guys still get U.S. products? And that's from Jeff L. That's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the grocery store is pretty normal. I think the only real difference is the meats and fish section, where it's all the meat and fish is just sitting out there.
Yeah, they just have these kind of little tables that are out front of the butcher area.
Yeah, with ice in it.
Yeah, with ice. And there's just different cuts of meat laying there, like a whole pyramid of it, or fish or something else. I don't know. It's kind of weird that it's just sitting out.
Yeah. And then the other thing, eggs. Eggs are not refrigerated.
Eggs are always out. Milk isn't
refrigerated.
Yeah.
Well, let's explain that. I can't remember what the process is called. It's like an acronym. It's like HTC or something like that.
It's like extra pasteurization.
Yeah, it's like they flash heat it or something where it kills all the bacteria and then they seal it.
Yeah.
So I guess this is common in most other countries where you maybe keeping things refrigerated are more difficult. So you don't have to refrigerate until you open it, because then bacteria can get back in it, I guess. But that, and then like I was saying, the eggs are just out, and we've also learned that you don't need to put them in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Because apparently the difference, in places like the U.S., they wash the eggs.
Yeah.
And that rubs off some coating of the eggshell, I guess, because the eggshell can be is porous.
Yeah.
And so this coating, when you wash them, it washes that off, and so you have to refrigerate them. So if they don't wash them or not dye them, what's it called? Bleach them white so they look better or whatever, then you can send them out. So now we get eggs from the grocery store, and then we just put them on our shelf, and then
on our little shelf.
and then just make them there. I can't think of any other weird I mean, there are other different products. There's a lot of things with things in it. You can get mayo and chili pepper and lime in your mayo. Or
I thought you were gonna say, or they package things weird together. Usually, you can get their giant 3-liter of Coke, and you get a little mini Coke or a snack or something.
Yeah, they'll just
chips.
when they're trying to get rid of stuff, they'll just strap it to something else.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
I think it's for the workers, construction worker, anybody on the go. But yeah,
maybe, I don't know. I just feel it's just they're trying to get rid of things. Even in the liquor section, there might be a bottle of Jack Daniels, and maybe they're trying to get rid of these mini Cokes. They'll strap a mini Coke to it.
Yeah, but that is something with the Cokes and the chips, I guess the things you need to go with each other.
Yeah. And the U.S. products, we can still get a fair amount of stuff. It's not everything. We don't get Diet Coke. We get Coke Light, which is a little bit different recipe, I guess. But you can get U.S. things. They're just more expensive because they're imported, obviously. Yeah. And then there's some things that they make here that are U.S. products, like Ruffles, Ruffles potato chips. You can get Mexican-made Ruffles, and they look exactly the same, just maybe the ingredients are in Spanish. And then you can get American-made imported Ruffles, and one will be 145 pesos, which is $7-8, and then a bag of the Mexican Ruffles will be 45 pesos, which is $4 or $5.
Yeah.
Or $3, $4.
Yeah. Well, now.
Yeah, right. But they taste different.
Yeah,
if
they taste better.
We eat the Mexican Ruffles, you'll take them out of the bag. They they're not so salty that it's burning your tongue or like scraping your tongue off. And then your fingers aren't greasy either. There's not all that grease on there. So,
and we just we knew this or had noticed it, but we just started noticing it more, like the different chips that we're buying.
But yeah, generally you can get some, U.S. things.
Usually it's like the pricing, because we have Walmart here. We have their kind of Walmart is called Mega, and then we have Chedraui that is like a bigger I kind of think it's like Publix.
Yeah.
It's nicer, but it's bigger. They'll have like more things.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll have the little mom and pop grocery stores around the Soriana, Super Aki, stuff like that. But we kind of shop around. Like we'll go to the same store for our fruits and vegetables and meat. But then if we need a special thing, like if I go for my face wash, we'll have to go out to like Walmart or something. You kind of have to look for certain things at certain places.
And there's also like in Mexico City, there's like American stores.
Yeah.
And they sell like all American junk food and stuff. And there's one here. It's called Munchie Maniac.
Yeah.
And
they have like SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, SpaghettiOs. They have like pork and beans. What else they got? All different kinds of cereals.
Yeah, no baked beans here. That is one thing that's kind of
baked beans. And like ho-hos and, little things like that.
Cereals, like the Lucky Charms and things.
So yeah, you can get some. And that store, of course, you're paying a jacked up price because they imported it, whatnot. So pretty normal, pretty easy to handle. But we will say, we probably brought this up before, but if you do go to the grocery store in Mexico, the bag ladies and the men are little old people that have been retired.
Little old people.
They are little old people.
Yes,
they're usually pretty little.
It's the senior Mexican community, and they are there for something to do and get out of the house and
bag groceries.
Yeah, and help their community. Yeah, they bag the groceries. So.
Yeah, so it's always best to tip them like 5 or 10 pesos per bag.
Yeah.
Because they don't make any money. They're literally there just for tips. And you don't know that if you haven't been to one before. So if you go, tip the little abuelas. Yeah.
Abuelitos.
And so, all right. That was a good question, Jeff. On to the next one.
Next one. This is from Trent D. Do y'all ever get tired of doing the same thing with people when they come down?
Well, you might.
I mean, there's certain days, I'll say, every weekend, I don't feel like going to Cozumel, or I don't feel like going to Xcaret or on an adventure. You always want to go on an adventure. You don't care.
Yeah, I like to do things. So I do not get tired. Actually, I enjoy doing like the same things sometimes, because it's just like when we lived in Atlanta, like when we shoot the hooch, I didn't get tired. Like, I'm not like, oh God, I went down the river last weekend. It's just like, it's a fun excursion thing for me, going over to Cozumel. It's like, it's a 30, 40-minute ride. I walk there, and then we can go and do some different things that you can't do here, and you're on an island and stuff.
I will say the best part of it, though, even though obviously people see us kind of doing the same things, it's way more fun to take people, like our friends that are coming to visit. It's not just kind of one-off people. It's, like our really good friends and family coming down. So it's exciting to, we took my brother to Cozumel, and that was exciting for me to see his reaction. And our good friends Jared and Brittany are coming, and that'll be great to see their reaction, like in cenotes and different things. So that makes it worth it. Like, even if it's the same thing, it's fun to take, our people there and show them, look what we've been doing, and look what's here.
Yeah, and I mean, we'd probably be doing these things anyway, so might as well take our friends with and, show them around and let them have a good time. So, yeah, no, not really. I don't get really tired of doing the same thing.
I changed my answer. No.
Yeah, no. All right, and last one.
Would you recommend Isla Mujeres, Holbox, or Cozumel for some island time? And that is from Tiffany C.
Ooh, good question.
Good question.
Well, just for everyone unfamiliar, so Cozumel is right off the coast of Playa. I mean, it's straight out, like from the Yucatan Peninsula and the Riviera Maya, from we are. So it's like directly out. We see it from our roof.
Yeah, we can see it.
And I think it's like, I can't remember how the dimensions of it. It's like 11 miles by 8 miles or something. So it's decent sized.
Yeah.
It's big, probably the biggest of the three. And let's see, the other Isla Mujeres is it's off the east coast of Cancun. It's probably about half the distance and far smaller. I think it's like 3 square miles or something.
Didn't realize how small it was.
Yeah, and that, and then the last one is Holbox, and if you're wondering, it's spelled Holbox. So a lot of people usually come here, they say Holbox.
Yeah. And where's that Holbox?
And we were one of them.
We did. We're like, how do you say this?
And that is kind of northwest of Cancun. So like Cancun's on like kind of the northeast tip of the peninsula. So this is just around towards more into the Gulf of Mexico, and it's another little sliver of island.
Right.
And I would say the difference, I don't know, Lex, which one do you like best?
I will say, I mean, I'm sure you're going to say logistically, there's different, longer times and shorter times to get to each one. They're all really beautiful. I would say Cozumel probably has the most to do, but if you're just looking for like beaches and snorkeling or scuba and stuff, I mean, also Cozumel has the second biggest and most beautiful reef in the world, like next to the Australian reef. And I don't know, but we really had a good time in Holbox. It's beautiful, but I will say that's a little bit harder to get to. You're like, for us, we're going north and then taking a ferry, and then it's a golf cart town, so you can't drive there. And same with Isla Mujeres. That's a little bit more difficult to get to. We're going north, taking a ferry, and it's a golf cart town. Cozumel's right there.
Yeah.
It's, 2 minutes away.
If you're going to Cancun and you want to go to an island, I would say your probably easiest choice would be Isla Mujeres, because you can just take a taxi to the ferry port and then go over, and it's like 20 minutes. It's more developed than Holbox, but maybe less than Cozumel.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. And you rent a golf cart, you drive around, but they have paved roads and, bars and restaurants and stuff. And basically the whole island is inhabited. There's not like any dead zones or anything. Cozumel is a lot bigger. There's a lot more to do. You can rent a car, you can whatever. That's like where all the cruise ships go. So it has a lot of infrastructure there. But Holbox, I don't know. I love Holbox because, like, if you're looking to get kind of like off the beaten path, it's still touristy, but this place, all the roads are dirt. You drive golf carts or four-wheelers.
They're like souped up golf carts, like with those big mud tires.
The beaches are beautiful, but that's kind of all you're doing. It's like you're going to the beach and eating at restaurants.
You're eating and beaching. I mean, it is very picturesque. Instagram photos, Holbox, all of them are, but I would think Holbox, like if you're looking for those Instagram special photos, it's that pretty shallow water you can literally just sit in and hang out all day. We took Tiger there. But definitely there's more to do at in Isla and then or Isla Mujeres and Cozumel. Yeah,
so Holbox, I would say if you want to, I hate saying like more authentic Mexico, because it's not really authentic Mexico, but it's more not as built up, and you feel it's a little more rustic and, like I said, off the beaten path.
It's a cute little beach town.
Little more difficult to get to than Isla Mujeres, which is, like I said, is right off of Cancun. That is a good in-between of Holbox and Cancun, Cozumel. And Cozumel, I would say, has the most variety, snorkeling, scuba diving, ATVing, horseback riding, bars, restaurants, just like a little bit of everything. So if you're closer, I would say just go to Cozumel. But if you want a little adventure, Isla Mujeres or Holbox.
Yeah, and we can definitely send you some videos on all of them.
Yeah, shoot us a message for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, and if anybody's, like, a lot of people go to Cozumel on a cruise or whatever, if anybody listening is, going to Cozumel for a day or whatever, and we happen to be free, let us know. We'll stop by.
Or if you need any tips or anything, let us know.
I know a lot of people go and they stay in Cancun and they'll hit us up, and like I've said before, it's kind of hard to get up there sometimes, but we can get over to Cozumel pretty easily because we can walk to the ferry and we can take Tiger with us easier.
Once he's healed.
So good question, guys. Good questions.
Very nice questions.
All right.
Thank you for those.
Lex, you ready for the Mexican slang of the day?
I am. Hit me.
The Mexican slang of the day is chafa.
Chafa.
Yeah. CHAFA. Chafa.
I have no clue. Tell me.
This chafa refers to something that's like low quality.
Oh.
So it can be like a car or a phone, or it can even be like places like a concert, or a vacation, like I just had like a shitty. So it's similar to a word in English that would be crappy. So it's like shitty. So you could say like está muy chafa la película. Can it?
Thought there was more. I was waiting for more.
Yeah. I mean, the movie is very crappy.
Yeah. I knew pellicular.
Yeah, pellicula. Yeah, so just a nice way to say, I mean, not a nice way, but it's an easy way to say, oh, it's crappy or crummy or not very good or whatever.
like
So,
that.
yeah, mi teléfono es chafa.
Chafa.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, so nice
Very
little slang to have in your slang book.
I like all these words. You just bust them out randomly at parties and, you know.
Yeah,
Oh.
I have them like all written down. Like, this is a very chafa party. Whoa, I said that wrong.
What are you looking at?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for this week. We appreciate you guys joining, being 2%ers, supporting the podcast.
Thank
If
you.
you know anyone else that would like to be a member or you think that they would enjoy it, let us know. All right. Before we get out of here, Lex, you got anything?
Don't take glass to the beach.
And don't get arrested in jeans in the sand.
Gross.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.